Welcome to today's episode of your program, Goal for Change. My name remains Osiyoye Oluwaseun. On today's episode, we will be talking about the activities of FCT Community and Social Development Project as it relates to the goals of the SDGs. And with me to discuss this is Dr. Shuaibu Adamu.
Do you always seem to be a bit short on cash for that business idea? It is time to get your financial situation in order. It is time to start saving for the rainy day. At Skywise Multipurpose Cooperative, we can help you make your money go further by choosing the proper investment to grow your money. We meet your financial need by providing you with loans from 200,000 Naira to 10 million Naira within 24 hours of request. You can invest with us and get 2% returns off your investment monthly. We provide diverse financial assistance for businesses of all stages. Skywise Cooperative gives members quick access to loan in less than 24 hours of request. We help you to finance your dream business with our business plans and feasibility study. Become a member today. Our corporate head office is located at 13A Uruguay Street off Agu Ironsi Road behind Yoruba Mosque, Maitama, Abuja. You can call any of the numbers on your screen. You can also contact us via email at skywisecooperative@yahoo.com or visit our website at www.skywisempcsl.com. Skywise, bridging liquidity gap in the society.
Welcome back. Dr. Shuaibu Adamu is the current General Manager of FCT Community and Social Development Project. He's a sound agronomy and a proud farmer. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Take us through all your activities in FCT CSDP as the GM.
First of all, Community and Social Development Project is a project that is being funded by the World Bank to the states. Actually, it's a loan taken by the federal government on behalf of the states. And every state now has its own portion that is going to pay at the end of the day. So we have been actually being supervised by the World Bank. The project is meant to provide social infrastructure and natural resources to the rural poor and the vulnerable groups. Here in FCT, the project started in 2013, very briefly in the first financing. After the first financing, in the additional financing, FCT came on board in April 2017. So all along, FCT we have been always behind schedule. However, I came in 2017 in the additional financing. I was not there in the first original financing. FCT, we've been working with the rural areas. My responsibility as the general manager is to oversee the general activities and the staff of the project and to make sure that we do things according to the way they are supposed to be. And we have been trying our best to see that we reach out to the rural poor. In FCT, when I came in as the general manager in April 2017, the first thing that I was expected to do is to make sure that FCT provides a poverty map. And without that, we wouldn't go into action. By the grace of God, by June 2017, we were able to have a poverty map approved by FCT management. And so we had to go into full action. That's the first thing. And after that, well, the World Bank came for induction for us to come in fully. And we started with revalidation, which I made sure we did that. Some of those communities that were already on board, but they have not implemented their projects. So we went to revalidate them, and we funded them, and we continue with our campaign. Our campaign is just sensitizing the rural poor. We went to the traditional rulers, we went to the area council chairmen, and then to some communities too ourselves. And from there, people knew us very well. We reached out to whoever that was concerned so that the poor people in the rural areas will be able to know that such a project exists in FCT where they can key in and get funding to get their social infrastructures that are lacking. So ours actually is complementary to the government activities at the grassroots. So these are those things that I had to spearhead as the general manager. And by the grace of God, at least we have gotten some results.
You are very much aware that the world is at large is focusing on achieving the SDG by 2020. Can you briefly let us know how the FCT's CSDP have aligned with the SDGs?
Well, the SDGs is to provide the necessary things for the well-being of the entire population of the world. And that is what actually we are doing in CSDP. The only areas that CSDP is not doing is direct food production. We don't go into agriculture. But when you talk about poverty, our activities actually is meant to reduce poverty. When you look at, when you say there are so many indices you can show that so place is poverty ridden. And these are some of those things we are providing to the areas. We are in many sectors, out of our 8 sectors, and all these things we have been providing. Like when you say education, in the FCTs specifically, we have been able to, intervene in providing funds to many communities to build classes in primary schools in their communities where they are overpopulated. There are so many dilapidated buildings in the primary schools, and we have provided money, we have funded them as they applied, and so many, we can count as so many as possible. And from our MIE report, you see that what I can't give you the exact figures of a percentage reduction as at now, but as at about December this year, we're already over 40% increase in both enrollment. We have also reduced time taken to school and so forth and so forth. So that's one. So you cannot even see that because of lack of classes sometimes, poor people may not have access to for their children to be in that school. But with enough classes now, you see everybody can send his or her own children to that kind of a school. So you can see the number of enrollment is increasing and so many other things. Two, in terms of health, we have, as the community requested, we have provided so many health centers with equipment and even startup drugs. When you go to water, and that's the largest area we have intervened, we have already funded drilling of solar-powered boreholes, motorized-powered boreholes, hand-held boreholes, even rehabilitated some that were no more usable. So and there are so many. And when we look at roads, we also intervene in the rural roads. And some of the major thing is even bridges, mini bridges and culverts. So many. not imaginable that maybe some little money can do, but at least we have intervened so many mini bridges. Like if you go to Gwagwalada now, there's a village called Wumi. For a very long time, they have been looking for a bridge. When I went there in the rainy season, and actually the day I went was the day that they did the backfilling after the construction of the mini bridge, I saw vehicles were parked on stones because during the rainy season they cannot cross. So the only thing is they have to park their vehicles. But by the grace of God, that bridge was constructed at a very minimum amount. I think the total cost was 7,073,000. So that is one. If you go to Toklo, that is another village in Buari Area Council. The bridge is a bigger one compared to that of Wumi, but with partnership with even the chairman of the council, who is from that village. He added some money to because in CSDP we have a ceiling. We can't spend more than 10 million in a community, including community contribution. And the community contribution is just 10%. Ours is 90%. And we don't do less than 2 micro projects. We call them micro projects. So the community did that bridge for about 9 million. And then 9 million with some little money, and then rehabilitated a motorized borehole in the community. Those were the 2 projects we did. So if you go there now, if you see that bridge, if they tell you the amount they do with that bridge, you will not be able to know. So you can now see that economic activities, social activities, and what now has already. Because if you go there now, you see that during the rainy season from July, when the rain intensity is high, they don't pass there with the vehicles. We can show you a main example. If you go to Godeji in Kuje Area Council, it's the same thing. In the rainy seasons, it's a stone throw from Kuje, which is the headquarters of the area council. It's just about less than 5 kilometers, but they can be looking at Kuje, they can't pass with their vehicles. And if you are in Kuje already, if it is rainy season, you don't go back to your village. You only cross with leg or something like that, but you can't go to this. But today, the road is clear. So these are some of the things. Then environment. There are so many places that we have reclaimed because there were erosions, even the communities. So many. And electricity. We've connected communities with national grid, and even where they're too far from the national grid, we funded solar power. So you see, if you go to the communities there, you see in the night, in the interior village, you see light there because they are using solar. So these are some of those things. I think when they're talking about poverty, this maybe poverty reading situation and that. So all these things I think we're doing is in line with poverty reduction in the rural areas.
Thank you, sir. One of the goals of the SDG is to end poverty in entirety. What particular role has the FCT played in achieving this goal?
If you go to Abaji is the poorest according to the poverty map, followed by Kwaliden, Kuje, and the others. Even the first intervention, AMAC, Abuja Municipal Area Council, was looked to be a greener area council because of the available infrastructures. However, in the rural areas, they are the same with other area councils. So, in the first instance, the World Bank approved only 5 area councils. And if it is in the states, it is the poverty map that actually the World Bank uses now. So, to select focused local governments. It's not all the local government that we are intervening in the additional financing. So they rank the local government according to where poverty focused. So you start with the poorest from the bottom up. So in some states you see 6 local government, 8, 11, 10, and thereabout, depending on the request of the state and the approval of the World Bank. But for FCT, where we only have 6 area councils, we started with 5. But in 2019, we applied through the supervisory department, economy planning, the route that at least we want to have uniform rural development in FCT. And the World Bank actually granted no objection for us to intervene in rural areas of FCT. So actually, AMAC was the last to join. Abadi, we have done a lot of work. Two, so many, you see, like some communities that are disconnected because of, especially during the rainy season. We've done bridge, mini bridge too. I didn't mention any earlier. Gigbe, if you go to Gigbe, it's a very far away village. So they can't, they have problem. But that bridge is now done. And there are some of the rural, there are water that to our own project we can do, like across Gurara. So what we've done is we provided speedboats to them. So you see, and in the vulnerable groups, like the widows, the physically challenged, and all these things, we've funded skill acquisition centers, and that's around socio-economic activities. You see grinding machines and all what have you. So all those things are there. So we have so many centers. If you go to Abaji now, one of the best cyber center is one of the Zumunchi widows. So if you go there now, I think already they are training some of their children in that place. It's a widow group. So if you go there now, they have ICT center where they're training. You go, you see the hair salon training. You go to sewing, embroidering activities, and so there are so many of them. In Abaji, we have Abawa widows. They have also skills acquisition center, and so if you go to villages, you can see Gogodo. If you go there now, you see power. They don't have water. They don't have water, but we're giving them solar water, and they think it's working very well. And so forth and so many you can always go on. And for your information, we are on GIS. You can monitor our activities. Any activities of anywhere we say we've worked, you can monitor anywhere you are if you have our link.
Do you always seem to be a bit short on cash for that business idea? It is time to get your financial situation in order. It is time to start saving for the rainy day. At Skywise Multipurpose Cooperative, we can help you make your money go further by choosing the proper investment to grow your money. We meet your financial need by providing you with loans from 200,000 Naira to 10 million Naira within 24 hours of request. You can invest with us and get 2% returns off your investment monthly. We provide diverse financial assistance for businesses of all stages. Skywise Cooperative gives members quick access to loan in less than 24 hours of request. We help you to finance your dream business with our business plans and feasibility study. Become a member today. Our corporate head office is located at 13A Uruguay Street off Agu Ironsi Road behind Yoruba Mosque, Maitama, Abuja. You can call any of the numbers on your screen. You can also contact us via email at skywisecooperative@yahoo.com or visit our website at www.skywisempcsl.com. Skywise, bridging liquidity gap in the society.
Looking at how far we have come so far, do you think the current COVID-19 pandemic will have an effect on achieving these goals by the year 2020 as proposed?
Yes, so it will, because when we're only praying God, and that's why you can see so many interventions are now being developed. You can hear the committee of the federal government, and also the World Bank has come up with cushioning projects of the post-COVID-19. And I think the CSDP actually was supposed to end by June 2020. But because of the COVID, it has been, I think, anyway, I've not gotten official letter, but by the grace of God, it's going to be extended to in the end of September 2020. And thereabout, there's already a proposed project where the World Bank and the federal government is discussing, called it CARES. So that is to to cushion the effect of COVID-19 pandemic. So maybe if we are successful, then that will, will mellow down some of the effects of this COVID. You can see that the COVID has already paralyzed so many activities. People are not going to work. You could hear so many companies, industries relieving people of their posts and all that. So already, if people are already working and today they don't have the work, that already the effect is there. So we pray that with this cushioning effect that already experts are already trying to see how we limit the effect, maybe we'll be able to come up. You can see so many permutations that millions will lose their job and all that. So when this doesn't happen, then you are not talking about achieving the goal. So all these things are supposed to be there. But we are praying that things will be better in the shortest time, so that the SDGs goals will be achieved at 30 by 2030. Otherwise, actually, if I say now that the COVID has no effect, I'm telling lies. So many people are not even in the office now because of the COVID. So then you can imagine if you have an industry or if you have a company for more than 2 months not going to work, what happens? You can even see banks now. Some of the banks, you hear them that they're leaving some of their staff of their job. So then it means we are going back to. So if you relieve somebody of his job, you know how many people he's touching. So we are going back to poverty. So if poverty is not reduced, I can't say eliminated totally, then you have not achieved the goals of the SDGs. But we are praying that to be able to overcome its effects.
Gender equality and women empowerment is key to accelerating sustainable development, as it has a multiplier effect on all other goals. What specific roles, program, and policy are in place by CSDP in FCT for women and girl child with regards to the education and economic empowerment?
One is that to assess our service or our intervention is to all, and in any community we go, it is not about men only participating. And even in the election of priority project, you see that when we go for participating rural appraisal, we even give women priority, because most of the project that the woman will elect will be the major problem in our community. So women have actually been participating actively, and even in the committee that will be saddled with the responsibility of executing such projects in the community, the treasurer of that community usually has to be a woman. And that does not mean that a woman cannot be the chairperson of the committee. So, and the people handling the project. So you see that every woman is there. And then there's another component of the project, call it gender and vulnerable group. So you see, this gender and vulnerable group, you see that so many people there. When you say gender, people will just take it as you are talking about women. It is not like that. But in most cases, in gender and vulnerable group, most of our projects here, you see them widows, although we have the physical challenge groups and all that and that. But so women are being carried along, so many. And most of our skills acquisition centers, apart from the physically challenged in FCT, most of our vulnerable group projects are those of, you see them, widows. So I can name in Abaji, we have Zumunchi widows that I've mentioned before, who have a very, very good ICT center now. We have Abawa widows in Abaji town. If you go to Agiana widows, you have to go to Gogodo widows and vulnerable group. That's the Abaji, the poorest area council. When you come to Kwali, so many of them. And if you go to, even in the AMAC now, as they joined us in 2019, one of the best groups of widows, we have them Jikoi. If you go to Karu, If you go to Buhari, Dorcas widow, very, very, if you go there, in fact, the women there, most of them are highly talented, highly educated, but they don't have husband today. They've gone back to square one. So they've come as group, and they have an skills acquisition center where they are now training their colleagues, their children, and other maybe widows who have never been their members. So there are so many. And we have Al Ansar, and that's Al Ansar. We have charity home, we have Al Ansar home, and again, so this is where even you have the orphans there. Orphans and widows are there. So most of these things are there. Again, there's another program that has come. We call it psychosocial support, PSSS. Those ones is it's about advising people that have undergone gone through trauma and all that. So we're also they're counseling them, and you see, like widows now. Widows have a lot of problems. When we went for sensitization of COVID-19 and psychosocial support, there are so many calls now, especially the widows. So you can see how we're taking care of them. And you see a lot of rape of young girls and others. They've gone trauma and all that. So we're handling some of their problems. So you can see that our activities are cut across everybody.
CSDP, like you said, is a World Bank project that is expected to round up in 2020. Will you say it has impacted the community in FCT at a large extent? Or you think there is need for extension of the program to enable the further achievement of objective of the CSDP and the SDGs?
Yes, as I said earlier, I said FCT has always joined behind schedule. In the first financing, which started in 2009, FCT joined formally, I think it was 1st July 2013. Actually, I was not there. I was in another program. So barely 6 months to the expiration of the project. So they couldn't do much, and the project closed. Then the additional financing came again 2016. We couldn't come on board fully because some of the staff left. So they have to, fill in the complement of the staff. We couldn't come on board until April 2017 when other states have also gone far. And again, to start up, we had to produce that poverty map, which the FCT has to have to pursue. And that's how people now started bringing in their EOI and went on massive PRA. Some of them, they will tell you don't have 10%. And this 10% is not only cash, it can be in kind. What they can contribute, their labor, their materials. Like if they want to construct a clinic or a class, they can go and gather sand, they can go and bring gravels, they can even mold block if they are little money to buy cement. That could be their in-kind contribution. And then augment it with the little money they can contribute. So some of these things we had that problem. So, but aggressively when people now realize that this is very good, and especially with the assistance of the chairman, the current crop of chairmen that came in 2019, I really sensitized them very well. Even the people before them, I did, but they were a bit reluctant. So, but these ones that now came on board 2019, they are so, after seeing what was going on, they actually had to key in, and that assisted us in a rapid, project implementation in the rural areas, because they gave us a very good working environment, told their communities just to come on board because they lack enough finances to provide them with their necessary infrastructures. The only way was CSDP coming to assist, and which we've been doing. So we have, with what we have achieved, well, I can say one of my major challenges now is I have a bulk of EOIs, expression of interest. So many communities now brought in EOIs. I think I'm more than 300 to 4. So that's one of my major challenge as the project is running up. So we need more. Just telling you this to tell you that we need more, because So many communities need water, they need access road, they need culvert because during the rainy season they are cut off and all that. So the way you see FCT in the town, that's not how it is. If you go, we have a lot of rural areas, over 800 communities by the MDG statistics. So there are so many, we need more. And it's not peculiar to FCT. Even if in the 30 states where CSDP is, I think every state wants CSDP to continue. So that is the feelers of the people. Because people who have been coming to my house to beg, coming to the office to beg for inclusion in the project, but we are budget bound, so we cannot do more than, and we don't do unburdened project. That's one thing. So we have to work strictly on the budget.
Do you always seem to be a bit short on cash for that business idea? It is time to get your financial situation in order. It is time to start saving for the rainy day. At Skywise Multipurpose Cooperative, we can help you make your money go further by choosing the proper investment to grow your money. We meet your financial need by providing you with loans from 200,000 Naira to 10 million Naira within 24 hours of request. You can invest with us and get 2% returns off your investment monthly. We provide diverse financial assistance for businesses of all stages. Skywise Cooperative gives members quick access to loan in less than 24 hours of request. We help you to finance your dream business with our business plans and feasibility study. Become a member today. Our corporate head office is located at 13A Uruguay Street off Agu Ironsi Road behind Yoruba Mosque, Maitama, Abuja. You can call any of the numbers on your screen. You can also contact us via email at skywisecooperative@yahoo.com or visit our website at www.skywisempcsl.com. Skywise, bridging liquidity gap in the society.
Having said that, sir, what are the challenges that you face apart from the fact that the volume of your requests is increasing?
There are some communities now, even in our monitoring, we have to do proxy monitoring of our project because we are afraid of going there. And some places where we go, we have to carry security men, police. And that is part of another cost of the project. So we have to go with them to go and monitor our project. So, and then even the people working there, they were afraid to go and work there. So that is, security is another challenge. And then another thing is that would have loved, we are CDD, community driven development, would have loved the FCT and the area councils too to start implementing CDD. And when we do that, we'll be able to execute projects at minimum cost. Because every of our projects, when you go, you see signboard, you see the cost. On the signboard, you see the cost. FCT contribution and community contribution. So, but all the same, we thank the Honorable Minister for giving us this opportunity to serve our people, especially the rural poor and the vulnerable groups. So we are doing our best. And those are some of the challenges we want them to they can adopt. Yes, that will go along another way. So the 10% challenge that we had earlier with the spread of the project all over and the way the people are seeing it as a real, you will see sometime before the community brings their EOI, they will tell you, we're already contributing, we have 500,000 in our account, we have 800, so please come and do PRA in our community and assess so that we'll be able to assess our funds to execute their projects. Since they've gone to their neighboring community to learn how the workings of CSDP is. So the issue of 10% is, I think, it's a very minimal challenge now. So the terrain too, is what we're actually trying to solve the problem. Some of the terrain accessibility in the rainy season, especially, used to be a problem. But when we go out, we see them, whichever that we can do, because of the constraints of the amount of money we can, intervene in a given community, then we do. Others, maybe the area council or the FCT, will be able to do that. So terrain used to be one of the problems for now.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful for your time. Is there another thing that you would like to say?
Yeah, anybody that want to assist any group or any poor community with infrastructures, like the Rotary Club or anywhere, if they don't know where to, like Japanese go, JICA and others. Well, although we are staff of the government, but they can channel their funds to us, and we will justly utilize the fund using our CDD approach to any community. And we monitor it, and they can also monitor the way their money is being spent. And that's why I'm telling you that one of those things is partnership with. So there are so many multinational, multi-million naira people who have been, Wando and others, they have been intervening in the project, but not in FCT. So anybody that want to please develop FCT, they can come to our office and they can see how we can establish the partnership, and any fund they want to give to any rural poor or they don't know how to go about it, we're here, we'll be able to assist, so that at least we have a very viral federal capital. And if we can provide all this social infrastructure in the communities, the rural people will not even come to the town to disturb people. And those even working in the town, some of them may even wish to go and stay in the rural areas because, one, you have access road, you have light, you have water, there's school where the children will go and all that. So what must we stay in the town? So these are some of those things, so that we decongest the town, we reduce the crime. And when all these things are there, you see that even crime will reduce because youth will have one or two things doing. Especially if you look at our MRA report on electricity, you will see that about over 500% increase in economic activities in such communities now. You see welders, barbers salon, ICT, computer centers, and others springing up because of they've gotten light. So would they come? What would they come to do in the town again? There's access road to our community. They have water. They have health clinic, and there are good classes in their community. So they don't. So anybody that want to assist government in that kind of situation, we're here to utilize their fund judiciously.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful. We have been talking to Dr. Shuaibu Adamu, the General Manager of FCT Community and Social Development Project. He has said a lot of the program that the government have put in place vis-a-vis achieving the SDGs. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your time with us. We have come to the end of today's program, and you would agree with me that achieving the SDG is a collective responsibility. So we must all put our efforts together to ensure the SDGs are achieved for the good of all. Join me same time next week, same station. I remain Osiyoye Oluwaseun. Thank you.